believe that we need to encourage diversity within our business. I'm not a believer in quotas, however, but that is very important. But equally as important is the personal brand, the personality and the characteristics of that individual.
Always employ people for who they are and who they think you are as well. That fit with employees is way more important than any brand or any contacts or anything else that they bring to the business.
I think it's incredibly important that you spend a lot of time looking at your business and going, are we a diverse, interesting place to work? Are there a mix of people here who will have different views, different experiences, different backgrounds, who will make our solutions better and will make our work better?
What you can bring to a business is obviously vital, and having the craft skills, having that kind of drive and can-do mentality, as well as getting on with people, will take you a hugely long way in this business. But without a doubt, we, all of us at PSONA and in the industry, have to work harder at attracting a broader church of people.
We don't think of employees as brands at all. We think of them as people who do things, hopefully do things well, hopefully do things differently, who take pride in what they do and want to be successful.
It's a tough one these days, but I think you absolutely have to employ someone who's the right person for the job and the best qualified. But I think anyone who doesn't think about diversity in agencies at the moment is sort of almost deluded. So you also need to open the funnel very bit wide at the beginning to make sure you get the right mix of talents across the agency.
I think ultimately to help people to move forward, you have to create spaces and environments where people can express themselves, and also a framework of guidelines that allow them to do it within somewhere that everyone feels comfortable. And I certainly think for us it's about creating those physical spaces. We're a brand all about immersive experiences, and that's what we're trying to do from meeting rooms to breakout areas and even to the way that we write presentations and express our thoughts.
If the employee can be motivated or inspired or encouraged to know that there are zero consequences to an idea, or there are zero consequences to trying to find something that may be a bit out of the ordinary or completely off base to what is normally presented, and if they're encouraged to think like that, there's going to be a lot more creativity happening. And the key here is just getting rid of that fear factor and empowering people to not be afraid to be creative.
One of the things about bringing your whole self to work is that today we've got fairly clear rules about how things are serviced and how created and how to make clients happy and how to make our work successful. But a lot of those markers of what led to success are changing, and to bring more engagement and more emotional involvement from some of our people requires a change of those rules and forces people to look at the outcomes they want to create and allow them to hack a process and change a methodology to get to a better outcome.
The challenge of getting staff to bring their whole selves to work is a challenge across many industries and not just in our industry. And in fact, we're working with a number of global corporates who feel that their staff really are kind of switched on in the 9 to 5. And that we talk about concepts like shower time and drive time. You know, are you getting the shower time? Are you getting the drive time? Are you getting those moments of reflection? Are you getting those critical moments outside of work where we know that innovation happens, where we know that reflection brings change and rewards?
We have to be open to new ways of working. I think if we want people to bring their whole selves to the office, if we want to enable people to actually change the way we are and the way we work and the way we think, then we need them to be true to themselves and act and think and behave in the way they do, which means we need to be open to challenge. And that's really frightening. You say we want to bring in new talent, we want to bring in younger people that think differently, but then we find it very alarming when they do things differently from the way that we're used to doing. And I think there is a lot of, it's always been done this way in this industry and we know best, this is how we should do it. And I think we've got to change that thinking, otherwise we're not going to let people bring their whole selves into the benefit of the industry.
The industry that we are working in is already quite diverse and is quite multicultural, and it's just that's advertising, and it's certainly in the creative department there tends to be more different types of characters. So there's always more work that kind of can be done, and I suppose it is as an industry, but it also comes from the heads of agencies. They have to be the ones that kind of lead the change and are the sort of the champions, if you like, of how things are going to be. We're the guys that are recruiting the next people into our departments or into our kind of agency. So it's up to us where we go fishing, and we kind of have to make sure we're looking for different types of people from different types of background.
We've got to have more flexible setup to let all these interesting people be at our reach and connect with us and work for us, but their desires and interests are open. They've got other things they want to do. It's not a traditional career journey we want anymore. We want to weave in and out. I think especially as women, when you have children, you want to go part-time for a bit and you want to work from home, and then they grow up and you want to come back in. Or I'm starting up a small business on the side, I want to give that job 1 day a week. Or I'm also trying to become a photographer and I want to take photographs in my time. And these people are fascinating, they're interesting, they're going to add so much to your business, but they need flexibility. And I think we have to just become more flexible and let them work with us sometimes and let them go and do other things.